What would happen if every human on Earth suddenly disappeared for exactly 24 hours? No warning, no explanation. One moment the planet is filled with over 8 billion people, and the next, every single one of them is gone. At first, the change would be almost impossible to notice from space. City lights would still shine, power plants would continue operating, and thousands of automated systems would keep doing their jobs. But on the ground, chaos would begin almost immediately. Cars traveling on highways would lose their drivers, causing massive accidents. Airplanes would continue flying on autopilot, but without pilots to make decisions or communicate with air traffic control, many flights would eventually face serious problems. Trains, ships, and factories would continue operating for a short time before shutting down or failing. As the hours pass, the world would become strangely silent. No conversations, no traffic, no music, and no activity. The busiest cities on Earth would feel like abandoned ghost towns. Pets would be left alone in homes, while wild animals would slowly begin exploring areas usually crowded with people. Birds might gather in city centers, deer could wander through neighborhoods, and predators that normally avoid humans would start venturing into urban environments. Meanwhile, some power grids would begin to fail as automated systems encounter problems that normally require human intervention. Certain industrial facilities could experience malfunctions, and small fires or accidents might spread without firefighters available to stop them. Rivers would continue flowing, oceans would continue moving, and nature would carry on as if humanity had never existed. By the 24th hour, many parts of the world would already look different. Roads would be blocked by abandoned vehicles, airports would be deserted, and countless machines would have stopped functioning. Then, in an instant, every human being would reappear exactly where they vanished. For many people, it would be a confusing but harmless return. For others, it could be dangerous. Someone who disappeared while driving would suddenly find themselves in the middle of a roadway. A person who vanished on an airplane would return to wherever they originally disappeared, even though the aircraft itself might no longer be there. Emergency services would be overwhelmed as billions of people try to understand what had happened. Governments, scientists, and world leaders would desperately search for answers, but the biggest lesson would already be clear. In just 24 hours, humanity would discover how much of modern civilization depends on people constantly maintaining, monitoring, and supporting it. The world would not end, and nature would not stop, but the brief disappearance of humanity would expose just how fragile our systems really are. Everything from transportation and communication to electricity and public safety relies on countless individuals doing their part every day. Without them, even for a single day, the cracks in civilization would begin to appear. And perhaps the most unsettling question of all is this: if only 24 hours could cause so much disruption, what would happen if humanity disappeared for a week, a month, or forever?